This is part 1 of our discussion on matter wave packet. This idea is new, so we will look at it step by step. So in the first part, we will discuss some material that you have already studied, how to represent or what is the wave function of a traveling wave, okay, a traveling simple harmonic wave. So let us consider this. Wave function of a traveling wave. So I am going to consider a wave traveling in the positive x direction. Let us say towards right is the positive x direction. So I am going to take two snapshots of this wave, one at time 0, okay, and the other at after a time t. So let me plot this wave, this entire wave or a part of the wave at time 0, okay. So this is x-axis, and suppose the wave function is given by y, which is a function of x, and here we are taking the snapshot at time 0. Okay. Suppose our wave is something like this, goes like this, right? Now consider a point somewhere here, let us call it point A, at the point x. Okay. Okay. Yes, let me consider another point here, let us say B, which is at some distance behind this point A, and this entire wave is moving towards positive x direction, towards right, with a phase velocity Vp. Okay, suppose Vp stands for phase velocity. Okay, we will explain what is phase velocity a little later. So let us say it is the wave velocity. So it is traveling. Now, so the wave is traveling like this. Now, let me take another snapshot of the same wave at a later time t. Okay, so at the time t, if you repeat the same graph, okay. So let me fix this point first on this graph. This is our point x, okay. But since the wave is traveling along the positive x direction, this point A must have reached somewhere here, okay. So so if I draw it, let me say that at this time, okay, at this later time, this point B has advanced and it has reached here, okay. So now here we have point B, and point B is profile. Let me try. Okay, so this is the point B, was initially here. Okay, it is a slightly uphill point, and A is in a valley, so A is somewhere here. Okay, so A has advanced to this point, and B has advanced to the position x. Okay, so this is at the time t, after the initial time. So this 0 is simply the initial time. Maybe we can call it t1, this is t2. So t2 minus t1 is t. So instead of t1, let me say 0. Instead of then if this is 0, this difference will be t. So after a time t, after t seconds later, if we take this snapshot, the situation is like this. This point, this valley point reaches here, and this uphill point reaches somewhere here. So at the point x. Then what will be the difference between these 2 points, A and B? Okay, the velocity of the wave to the right is Vp, and the time elapsed is t. So surely this point A must have advanced by a distance Vp into t, correct? This much distance it has advanced from here. So it also means that point B has advanced the same distance Vp into t. Okay, if point A has advanced, so if the difference between A and B is Vp into t, it must be Vp into t earlier also. If by the time t, if A has advanced a distance this much, B also has advanced the same distance. So that means this the point B must be behind A by the distance Vp into t. This is clear? So by the time t, point B has advanced this much distance, point A has advanced this much distance. So the difference between A and B is this is it. That means what will be the position of point B at the time 0? It is behind position x by the distance Vp into t. So this position, this point must be x minus Vp into t. The x coordinate of point B must be the particle B must be x minus Vp, correct? Because this separation is Vp into t. Now, so let here, okay, yes. So I can make a connection between these two figures. I can say that the amplitude of the wave at the position x here at the time t is equal to, okay, amplitude of the wave at the position x at the time t is equal to what is the amplitude of the wave at the position x at the time t? Point B, this much. This is the amplitude, right? But this amplitude is the same as this amplitude, right? It's the height of the point B from the x-axis. So amplitude of the wave at the position x at the time t must be equal to the amplitude of the wave at the position this. It's the location of the point B. So at the position what? X minus Vpt at the time 0. This is the connection between the two snapshots. Okay, the amplitude of the wave function of the wave at the position x at the time t is equal to the wave function at the earlier position x minus Vpt at the time 0. This is the we can see that the position x and time t are related in a particular way for a wave traveling in the positive x direction. The position x and the time t must be related like this: x minus Vpt, where Vp is the velocity, wave velocity or phase velocity. Okay. Yes. So now we consider that this wave is a simple harmonic wave, just like the vibrations on a stretched string. Okay, a plain harmonic wave. So a plain harmonic wave we can represent by a sine function or a cosine function. Okay. Let's choose a cosine function. We can also discuss with sine function also. So I am choosing a cosine function. So let me write the wave function in terms of a cosine function. Let us see. First at the time 0 and then at the time t. Okay. So I will maintain this result here. So if it is a simple harmonic wave, okay, then at the time 0, y of x is equal to, we can say some cos theta, where theta is the phase of the wave. how do we write theta in terms of the position x? So we can say that for a cos function, this is the plot of a cos function, cos theta. It goes like this. This is 0, pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2, 2 pi, it goes like this. Okay, so we can see that from this is the wavelength lambda, right? The distance between two adjacent crusts or troughs. So this lambda, a distance lambda, okay, corresponds to a phase change 2 pi, a change in angle 2 pi. Okay, so it is this means that the cos function cos theta is periodic in 2 pi. After every 2 pi it repeats. So a unit a length lambda corresponds to a phase angle 2 pi. So unit length corresponds to a phase angle 2 pi by lambda. Then a length x corresponds to a phase angle 2 pi by lambda into x. Okay, so this theta is nothing but the phase angle corresponding to a length x. Therefore, so this is I can write this as cos 2 pi by lambda into x. So let me write, this is y in terms of theta, then the amplitude in terms of x is this. This is at the time 0. Okay, the wave function at the time 0. Then what is the wave function at the time t? Y x comma t. Consider this relation, wave function at the time t, okay, the position x at the time t must be equal to wave function at the position x minus vpt time 0. So wave function at the what is wave function at the position x minus vpt at the time 0? At the time 0, this is the wave function. Therefore, we have to choose this wave function cos 2 pi by lambda, but instead of x, we have to put x minus vpt. This is clear? This is the wave function at the time 0. This is the wave function at the time t. Wave function at the time t is related to wave function at the time 0 by this relation. Wave function at the time t is equal to wave function at an earlier position x minus vpt at the time 0. So in the expression for the wave function at the time 0, we have to put an earlier position. Instead of x, replace x minus vpt. Okay, basically what we have done is we have written the same expression in the case of a simple harmonic wave. That's all. So let us look at this some more. What is this Vp now? Okay, Vp is the, I have used the term phase velocity, right? Phase velocity. Right. Now phase velocity means if this wave is advancing, for example, if you consider a if it is advancing, consider any one point on the phase, maybe a crust. This is a point of constant phase. Always it is at the maximum amplitude. Okay, this point always has it has zero amplitude. This point has a amplitude in the opposite. It's a trough. It's a maximum amplitude in the opposite sense. So this velocity of propagation of a point of constant phase on the wave. Okay, velocity of a point of fixed phase, constant phase on the wave. Velocity of propagation. That is called velocity of propagation of a point of constant phase on the wave. That is called phase velocity. So the velocity of a crust, okay, or velocity of a trough, or velocity of any point in between, any point having a fixed phase. That is the idea of phase velocity, and this is related to the frequency of the wave and the wavelength lambda by this relation. Okay. So if we use this idea here, if I expand this bracket, the wave function I can write as cos of, I am opening this, so we have 2 pi by lambda into x minus 2 pi by lambda into Vp. So Vp by lambda is nothing but frequency. So the next term will be 2 pi into V. Instead of Vp by lambda, I can put nu t. Okay. Now you have two terms here. One is 2 pi by lambda. Now this 2 pi by lambda is called wave number k. We have seen this 2 pi by lambda here. It is actually the phase change per unit length. Okay, that is called wave number. 2 pi is an angle, dimensionless, and therefore wave number has the dimension of 1 by lambda, that is meter raised to minus 1. So 2 pi by lambda is wave number, and 2 pi nu is frequency in hertz or cycles per second. 2 pi nu is called angular frequency omega. Its unit is radian per second. So if I rewrite this expression in terms of k and omega, okay, the wave function of a simple harmonic wave traveling in the positive x direction, I can write as cos kx minus omega t. 2 pi by lambda is k, 2 pi nu is omega. And let us see what is omega by k. Omega by k, omega is 2 pi nu, k is 2 pi by lambda. So this is 2 pi will cancel, lambda will go to the numerator. We have nu lambda, which is nothing but phase velocity. Okay, so the expression for phase velocity of a wave I can write like this. We can write like this also, or we can, instead of frequency and lambda, we can write like this, or instead of angular frequency and wave number, we can write like this. So you can remember these two expressions. Correct. So we have got this expression. We will be using this expression for a simple harmonic wave traveling along positive x direction, cos kx minus omega t. Now the fact that its direction of propagation is positive x direction, we can establish in another way also. Already we have established it in terms of using a physical argument. Let us consider another argument. In this expression, what is the phase of the wave? What is the angle? The angle theta we have expressed in terms of kx minus omega t. So during the propagation, this phase should remain constant. That is the idea of phase velocity. It is the velocity of a point on the wave with constant phase, a point of constant phase on the wave. So phase should be constant. Let us differentiate this with respect to time. So it's a monochromatic wave. Okay, so lambda is constant, therefore k is constant. If wavelength is constant, then frequency is constant. If frequency is constant, 2 pi nu, that is omega, is also constant. So for a monochromatic wave with constant lambda, k will be constant and omega also will be constant. Therefore, if you differentiate with respect to time, k you can treat as a constant. This becomes dx by dt minus omega is a constant, dt by dt is 1, and this is the right side is a constant. So if you differentiate with respect to time, you get 0. So what is dx by dt? It is omega by k. This dx by dt is nothing but rate of change of position with respect to time. That means the velocity of the wave, and this velocity is the velocity with the constant phase. Therefore, it is called phase velocity, and that is how we get the expression for phase velocity as omega by k. This is a wave traveling along the positive x direction. Now, suppose we have a wave traveling along the negative x direction. Okay, if you go back to our earlier figures and our argument, for a wave traveling along the negative x direction, the wave function at position x at the time t must be equal to wave function at the position x plus vpt at the time 0, because it is traveling backward. So a point before me at x plus vpt should come to the point x, position x. So it should be like this. So there will be a plus here. That's the only difference. So if you rewrite the expressions, there will be a plus here, there will be a plus here, then dx by dt will be minus omega by k. Phase velocity is minus omega by k. So if phase velocity is plus omega by k, there should be a minus here. If phase velocity is minus omega by k, there should be a plus here. So this is why we say that this is a wave traveling along the positive x direction, because phase velocity is omega by k from this. If we have kx plus omega t, that's a wave traveling in the minus x direction, phase velocity will be minus omega by k. So that also we can argue whether it's a wave traveling along the positive x direction or negative x direction. So this is our first discussion, wave function of a traveling wave. I am sure that you have studied this in your previous classes on mechanics, on classical mechanics. But let us just recap this idea here. Okay, we need this in our later discussions.